Today we're talking about one of the most popular manifestation techniques on social media, the pillow method. You've probably heard people say, write your affirmation down and sleep with it under your pillow. Repeat your manifestation before bed. Your subconscious absorbs it while you sleep. And honestly, a lot of people are curious about this method because it sounds simple, comforting, and kind of magical. But at the same time, a lot of people also wonder, does this actually work? Am I doing it right? Why hasn't it worked for me yet? Is it manifestation or is it just a placebo? So in today's video, we're going to break down what the pillow method actually is, why people believe it works, the psychology behind nighttime manifestation, common mistakes people make, and whether sleeping with affirmations under your pillow is enough on its own, and how to use this method in a healthier, more grounded way. And at the end, I'll give you practical action steps if you want to try the pillow method for yourself. So get cozy, relax, and let's get into it. Let's start with the basics. The pillow method is a manifestation technique where you write down an affirmation, intention, or desire, and you place it under your pillow and sleep with it nearby while focusing on your manifestation before bed. That's it. Some people also repeat affirmations while falling asleep, visualize their desired reality, listen to subliminals, or mentally replay scenes of their manifestation happening. The idea behind the method is that the subconscious mind becomes more receptive before sleeping and during sleep. And honestly, there is some psychological reasoning behind why nighttime routines can influence mindset, because the thoughts, emotions, and imagery we repeatedly focus on can affect beliefs, self-concept, emotional patterns, habits, and behavior over time. But it is important to understand something early. The paper under your pillow is not magically changing reality by itself. The deeper power is usually in repetition, belief, focus, emotional association, and subconscious conditioning. I think a lot of people love the pillow method because it feels gentle, comforting, simple, low pressure, and emotionally hopeful. Unlike some manifestation advice online that feels intense, exhausting, this method feels softer. It creates a ritual, and rituals can be emotionally powerful. Humans naturally attach meaning to symbolic actions, lighting candles, writing intentions, vision boards, journaling, meditation. These practices often help people feel emotionally connected, intentional, calm, and focused on possibility. That emotional state can absolutely influence motivation, confidence, and mindset. But I also think people sometimes misunderstand the method and expect instant miracles. And that's where disappointment can happen. Does the pillow method work? That is the big question. And honestly, the answer depends on what people mean by work. If someone believes I can write something once, put it under my pillow, and wake up with an entire life transformed overnight, that expectation will probably lead to frustration. Manifestation techniques are not usually magic shortcuts that replace action, emotional growth, mindset shifts, habits, or real-life decision-making. However, nighttime repetition can influence your subconscious patterns over time. If you repeatedly affirm, I am worthy of love, I am capable, I attract abundance, I trust myself, those thoughts may gradually begin replacing the more negative automatic beliefs. And beliefs influence our confidence, emotional reactions, self-concept, behavior, opportunities you might pursue, and what feels possible for you. So the pillow method may help create internal shifts, but it works best as a supportive mindset tool, not as a desperate attempt to force reality instant. One reason manifestation techniques often focus on nighttime is because the brain enters more relaxed states before sleep. When you're drifting off, your conscious mind becomes quieter, which may make repeated thoughts feel more emotionally impressionable. That's why nighttime thoughts matter more than people realize. If every night you fall asleep thinking, I'm not good enough, nothing works for me, I'll never change, my life is hopeless, those thoughts always also affect your emotional state and subconscious patterns over time. So even outside manifestation, creating calmer and more supportive nighttime thoughts can generally help your mindset. But again, This is not about forcing perfection. It's about gently influencing the emotional environment you repeatedly expose yourself to. Let's talk about the mistakes that often make this method feel frustrating. Obsessive energy. Some people approach the pillow method with desperation. If this doesn't work immediately, I'll panic. That energy creates pressure instead of trust. Manifestation should not feel emotionally exhausting. Mistake number 2, treating the method like magic. The affirmation paper itself is not the source of power. You are. Your mindset, your beliefs, habits, choices, emotional patterns, and actions matter too. The method is simply a tool. Mistake number 3, ignoring real life. Some people become so focused on manifestation rituals that they disconnect from actual life. For example, wanting confidence without taking opportunities, wanting love while avoiding vulnerability, wanting success without consistent effort. Manifestation and aligned action work together. Mistake number 4, constantly checking the results. People often ruin their own peace by obsessively monitoring reality. Checking every second for proof usually creates anxiety, and anxiety can make manifestations feel even more emotionally distant. I think people dismiss the placebo effect too quickly because honestly, the brain is incredibly powerful. If a manifestation ritual helps someone feel hopeful, believe in themselves, reduce negativity, stay motivated, improve their confidence, or become more emotionally focused, those internal shifts can absolutely create external change over time. Your beliefs affect your behavior, and your behavior affects your outcomes. So whether someone calls it manifestation, subconscious reprogramming, mindset conditioning, or placebo, the emotional and psychological shifts can still be meaningful. This is important. A lot of people jump endlessly between manifestation techniques. The pillow method, 6-9 method, scripting, visualization, subliminals, affirmations. But techniques are usually less important than self-concept. Because if deep down you constantly believe, I'm unworthy, nothing works for me, I always fail, good things happen to other people, not me, those beliefs affect your emotional state more than one ritual can override overnight. Techniques can support your mindset, but lasting change usually comes from repetition, emotional safety, self-awareness, healthier beliefs, and consistent internal shifts. I think the healthiest way to use this method is as a calming nighttime ritual, a self-concept practice, and an intentional mindset exercise, not as emotional desperation. So instead of, I need this manifestation immediately or I'll be miserable, try, I am gently reinforcing supportive beliefs while staying open to possibilities. That energy feels softer, safer, more grounded. And honestly, grounded manifestation practices tend to feel much healthier emotionally. I really want to say this because I think some people accidentally become emotionally dependent on manifestation techniques. They stop living in the present, stop enjoying life, and stop trusting themselves. Everything becomes, am I manifesting correctly? Did I ruin it? Did I miss a sign? Should I repeat more affirmations? That constant mental pressure creates burnout. Manifestations should support your well-being, not damage it. You're allowed to rest, enjoy your life, disconnect from techniques, and trust that your worth is not dependent on perfect manifestation practices. If you want to try the pillow method, there's nothing wrong with that. It can be comforting, grounding, intentional, and emotionally supportive. But remember, you do not need to obsess over techniques to deserve good things. Your manifestations are not controlled by one perfect ritual. The most important shifts usually happen through self-concept, emotional healing, consistent beliefs, aligned action, and the way you treat yourself daily. Use manifestation tools to support your growth, not to pressure yourself. And trust that small internal shifts matter more than you realize. All right, here are your action steps. 1. Write one supportive affirmation. Choose something simple and believable. I'm becoming more confident. I deserve love and peace. Good things are unfolding for me. I trust myself. I'm open to abundance. 2. Create a calm night routine. Reduce overstimulation before bed. Dim the lighting. Try some journaling. listen to calming music, meditate, read, do some deep breathing or gentle visualization. Your nervous system matters. 3. Focus on feeling, not forcing. You do not need to force yourself into fake positivity. Focus on calm intention instead of emotional pressure. 4. Stop obsessively checking for results. Allow space between the intention and the outcome. Trust grows when you stop monitoring constantly. And 5. Prioritize self-concept daily. Ask yourself, how did I speak to myself today? Because your self-concept affects your manifestation journey far more than one technique alone. I hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.